Oh, wait,
no,
hold on.
wait.
Oh, almost.
Come here.
Wait,
Almost.
wait. I'm over here. Hold on. Wait. Yeah.
Almost.
And welcome back to Drinking Buddies, everybody. I know it's been a couple of weeks. Sorry about that. But we got something special. Got a dear friend of mine here with us today. His name is Randall. And as always, behind me here is...
Geek Master P.
That's correct. And we're going to get on to what I'm going to call a sensitive topic to me and to this guy. But first, I want to give Randall some room to talk about some of the things he's got on his plate, because he's a very busy man of many talents, and selfishly, I'm involved in some of it, so I want him to talk about it so we can, pour the shit out of it.
Oh, Ben, you've earned your spots in everything you're involved in. So.
Yay!
I'm director James Randall, former musician, current head DJ for the Men's Club of Dallas, and now filmmaker. And we were just talking earlier about, Project Galaxy, which is the current film that's going to come out. And it's, I guess you would say, my first film. Mm-hmm. My actual first film was a film called The Talent Process. We ran into some production troubles and ended up losing our lead actor about halfway through shooting the film.
Yeah, it's kind of a killer, yeah.
It'll shut your production down real quick.
Yeah, it does that. Oh, by the way, let the belches flow. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's all
we're
good.
just burping today.
Just
okay.
burping, cussing, whatever. It's okay. Yeah.
Well, see, we've been pre-gaming. Like, we pre-gamed and had sake bombs and stuff.
That's true, yeah.
Anyways, so the first film we had to shut down, unfortunately. Our lead actor was getting some roles in Cali, and, his career is really taking off. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Can't be mad.
We wish him the best. And we will be reshooting the film come March, which is why I'm still thick and chunky right now. I gotta, for my role in Project Galaxy, I put on 45 pounds, and now I gotta take the 45 pounds back off to play a completely different kind of character for the talent process. But, so Project Galaxy is a science fiction film. I've always wanted to do a sci-fi. I love sci-fi myself. I mean, I soak up sci-fi like you wouldn't believe, man. Like,
yeah, I've noticed you are quite the fan. It's that or
quite the
comic
fan,
stuff,
and I like the thinking sci-fi is better, honestly, than just the shoot 'em up action, aliens invading kind of
Star
thing,
Wars or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, a good story that you can really get into. Yeah,
I get into all. I like it all, man. Star Trek, Star Wars, whatever. It's all the same to me. I mean, it's just fun. It's an exercise for your imagination. It's kind of like doing a fantasy film, I guess you'd say. But
dude, my go-to for sci-fi is always going to compare anything and everything to is always going to be Mass Effect.
Oh yeah,
that's it. That's it.
Different medium, but yeah, I can see. I love me some Mass Effect.
They've got their series of comics or graphic novels, if you will, out that further expand what goes on. There hadn't been a movie yet that'd be fucking awesome. Somebody make that happen.
let me direct that one. Let me tell you.
God, yeah.
I remember seeing something about a year and a half ago about that. And apparently, of all animation studios, Funimation was actually in the process.
No. I got you, but I'm talking a live action like movie.
Right.
Hollywood film, man.
Yeah.
He's talking about big time. Anyways, for while we're on that, for me, just throw it out there, like one of my favorite sci-fis of all time, other than the Stargate series. Loved Stargate series. Stargate, like all three of them were good. SG-1, Atlantis, and Universe. I liked Universe the best, but I'm probably in the minority there. One of my favorite sci-fi shows of all time, Farscape.
Really?
And if you've never seen Farscape, I cannot recommend it enough. And it involves puppets, which is I know, like, and it's funny to think about that,
Puppets.
And in fact, the Jim Henson Company created the puppets for Farscape, and they were all fantastic. I love that show. More on that later. There's a reason why I bring that up. But, So Project Galaxy is going to be my first official film to come out. I'm hoping to get it on Amazon Prime, get it on out in Studio Movie Grill, and maybe the Angelica, some places around Dallas, obviously local.
Awesome. To
try and kind of show Hollywood what I can do, I guess you would say.
Damn straight.
We shot it on some cheaper cameras, unfortunately. I mean, cheap for Hollywood, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're not $10,000 to $30,000
right,
cameras
right.
or anything. Yeah.
But that's going to change because the crew is going to be shooting with upgraded cameras for the next film. Netflix sent me a list of requirements. It's like a mile long. So if you're a young aspiring director, then I highly recommend, especially if you're going to enter in the digital media age where you're trying to disseminate your product as quickly as you can, as many people as you can.
Yep.
You have to look at these streaming services, and they have requirements for how you shoot your film, how all of your footage is documented. You have to have production stills sent out. You have to have colored footage, pre-colored footage. It's a long list, and I'm looking over this list, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm a pretty organized person. This is not a big deal. And then you get to the camera requirements, and there's not a camera on that list under $7,000.
Nope.
And it was only 10 cameras you can pick from. The top 4 are red cameras. And for those unfamiliar with the film industry, red cameras are $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 and up cameras.
Put it this way, you're not going to find them on Amazon or eBay.
Nope.
It's not a thing. You will not find them. Still your current partner and our third partner in crime as a whole. And I had a conversation about this the other day, and he came up with the best fucking analogy I could have. I would have never thought of this. It's the same as trying to find out how much a Bugatti Veyron costs. You can't look that up online and find it. You're not going to... You go into a dealership, they're not going to tell you directly. They're going to look at your credit and be like, all right, how much you got? What's your name again? Are you anyone important? And no. So your price tag is this. It's kind of like that.
It is a little bit. It is. Now, to their credit, Red as a company has come out with 2 new cameras, the Red Weapon and the... I forget what the other one is, because I can't, I'm not buying them. But they start at like $10,000. I think for those, and they're more of a consumer model. I mean, you can buy them, but still don't be fooled by this, because people make the mistake of thinking that's the walk out the door price, and it's not. And in fact, what I chose to go with was obviously the $7,000 cameras, because I'm not super rich or anything. I'm just a regular guy.
Yeah.
In fact, the only reason I can afford to do this stuff is because I'm unmarried and I don't have any kids.
You just gotta go with what you can. Go with what you can get.
If you want savings, you don't get married and don't have kids.
Exactly.
Sorry, honey,
if you want to really follow your dreams and do it before you have a family, it's way easier. So I ordered us some Blackmagic 4.6s. So we're gonna be shooting with Blackmagics, and they're a fairly pricey camera. They're like $5-6 for a new one. But it only comes as the camera itself, like the brain. Yep. You still have to buy lenses. You still have to buy batteries. You have to buy memory cards. It uses CFast memory cards. Yep. And those are $300-$400 each. Mm-hmm. And you have to have 2 if you want to be able to run it at the highest frame rate, because the Blackmagic 4.6 will do 4096 4K at 150 frame.
Well, if you don't have basically, if you don't have both those cards, you're gonna get a lot of lag and everything else.
Exactly. Well, it won't even record at all, really. At that rate, like there's not enough data. I mean, and these are, I know, damn. I know, and so, I wrote some gigantic checks, and which always gets me like it never fails. I don't like spending money. I notoriously hate spending money. I'm wearing a T-shirt that somebody gave me, and like a $2 bandana right now.
But that's how you have money, because you don't like that.
I could do a whole speech on that for real.
Yeah. This is the dick before the checks. This is the dick after.
Well, and I bought a new car, this last month too, and it's just I'm throwing money around, it seems, but I'm excited because these are Netflix approved cameras, and when we shoot this film, we can actually send it off to Netflix to get it approved to be on their stream, and it'll just open a lot more doors. We'll get a lot better footage, and that's obvious, But
it'll definitely get your foot in the door.
Well, I'm hoping.
Well, yeah.
The lens kit I ordered was $2,500. It only came with 3 lenses. Yeah, I know. And you can buy lenses for these cameras that are $3, $4, or $5 just for one lens.
Yep. That's
so you really have to know what you're doing with your cameras, why you want to get the shot you want to get. You have
storyboarding is a thing, folks. You need to plan that shit out. Shots, angles, everything.
And you need to know, and again, for people just getting into it, you really need to know when you go out to shoot even down to the focal points and what aperture you're going to be running, so you pick the right lens, and otherwise your footage can come out and it looks
and guess what? Bad. A tape measure is your best friend.
I can definitely attest to that.
You're just saying, because you've got to have your aperture settings, your focal points set right. You have to know your distance away from your target and what you're doing,
and what you're looking for, and especially people don't realize you really need to open your aperture up if you're trying to capture something in low light to let in as much as you possibly can. Some people don't even realize that the cameras have a sensor that's a specific size. And so if you pick a lens that doesn't imprint that image on the size of the camera correctly, then you can lose some of your image already off the bat, and that's reducing pixels, and
It's
there's a lot. There's a lot to it. Like, and the fun thing about Project Galaxy is we didn't really have to mess with all that as much.
Yeah, that's true.
Since I'm acting in it, I couldn't be behind the camera as much as I wanted to be, or even directing as much as I wanted to be. And I've got my whole crew is self-trained.
Yep.
And it's not like they're trained to handle high dollar cameras or anything either. So we kind of shot some stuff in what I was calling like idiot mode. It was like I set the camera, I point it for you, and I hand it to you, and like, here, just hit record. But that kind of limits what you can do, and we ended up with some shots that I'm not a real big fan of. Yeah, we're checking stuff on the set as much as we can, of course. But considering Project Galaxy involved 40-something actors, and the film ended up 2.5 hours long for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. there was so much. I'm sure that because I wasn't there for really any of the set time on this one, but being involved in talent process like I was. I can only imagine the way things went, especially with doing locations, traveling, and random people showing up to be in part. Hey, we want to be extras. All right,
man.
Go here, and go. There's so much to me, and it's not. When he says a lot of work, or when I say a lot of work, or we cannot convey to you just how much work is involved. I mean,
this is why if you ever see a film in theater, that mile-long list of names at the end, just because that's what it takes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It takes a team of people.
And with you, BHD, I'm starting to realize that myself with you having me doing camera work and all that too as well. I'm starting to realize that myself. So
there's it takes a village, and with what he's trying to accomplish with this, if it comes out the way he sees it coming out in his head, it'll be nothing short of a fucking miracle because it's been a bunch of people. I mean, I have absolutely no professional training on anything I do. I've learned everything I know by the seat of my pants. He's exactly the same way.
True.
And everybody that's come in to be a crew member, actor, whatever, has done the same thing. Okay, we want to do this. What do you know? Nothing. All right, and here you go. We're gonna throw all this. And it's
everybody's.
It's gonna be a fucking miracle, but and it's a lot of work doing what we're doing. We're in the middle of post-production where there's normally teams of 20 or 30 people doing odd jobs here and there to make everything. There's 2-3 of us doing all of it.
Yeah, and I'm doing literally every frame of the special effects work myself. Like any special effects you see is all me. I don't have anybody else on the squad that knows a thing about that kind of production.
And that's gotta be very tedious.
Oh my goodness!
Once we're done with it, we will definitely be whoring it out here and pointing people to it, and I will be sure to put the IMDb page up in the link below the description, so be sure to check that out.
We do have IMDb pages for all the films that are coming out. I have announcements to make, but I can't make them for another couple days. So I will say this, I'm really excited about Project Galaxy, obviously, because we really, I think for a crew that's not a professional Hollywood crew, we really pushed ourselves. Like,
oh yeah,
and in fact, I was hesitant to do this, and as well, when we were running our studio a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You remember how the crew was bugging me about, we need to do a movie, we need to do a movie. I kept saying, no, we're not doing a movie because I don't know enough. That, I can never make that happen and it look even close to okay or like a film, right? That's not gonna happen. And I kept saying no, and finally we did one. Mm-hmm. We started to do anyways, the talent process. And when I started writing for Project Galaxy in the middle of the whole thing going down with talent process, I realized that I was afraid to do this film because I don't know how to do special effects. And so, I was thinking to myself, I can do light stuff and I can do some things. I'm grasping it, but I'm not, And so I almost we almost didn't shoot it because I was like, I don't think I can handle the effects work, which now I'm glad that, my fears were, well, hopefully you guys will think my fears were unfounded too. Like,
we'll find out. I mean, it's been, again, more learning a lot of shit by the seat of your pants as quickly as possible and putting it into practice. And that word practice certainly describes it, because you got to do it and do it and do it and do it and do it. And you might have something that, without trying to give anything away or be specific, you might have something that you're doing 2 seconds of, but if that 2 seconds is footage that's going to be rendered out at 30 frames a second, you've got to render 60 frames of a special effect. And so you may be looking at 300, 400, 500 layers of something over what looks to the audience, or to you guys at home, you're going to see a flash of something and go, oh, well, that was kind of neat, but it took 9 hours to create. So, like, there's a lot of stuff to it.
There's actually a scene that comes fairly early on in the film where my character meets Sherman's character for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And that scene alone took 290 layers, I want to say, on an After Effects project to make it. And it's not even, and I'm going for that, though.
Yep.
Like, I don't want this over-the-top, explosions, Michael Bay type thing going on like the whole time. I wanted my effects to look natural and look like they would actually fit into the world that we're creating here. And we're not creating it. I mean, we're creating a different kind of world because we're using, we're not using these pretty people to be the actors.
Correct.
We're using, I guess what you would say,
people.
regular looking people.
Yeah.
Average Joes,
as you want to call them, sure. We're using these regular people because I want the story to be set in the regular real world. And so even some of the action I've tweaked to make it not so, you can make anybody look like a badass, right?
Oh, yeah.
But that's not how things happen in real life, though. And so I want it to look and feel and seem more natural, but it's not as over the top now, But
Exactly.
I'm fairly happy with how it's coming out, though, and I'm, just looking forward to actually finally getting one out.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
That's the part that's killing me. So, shout out to Faraz, who we have selected to do our composition. So, Faraz is a composer out in Los Angeles, and he works on some TV things, and he wants to branch into doing film compositions. And so he happened to come across the trailer for Project Galaxy on the IMDb page, and he was interested, and he submitted his stuff along with like 10 or 11 other composers, and we narrowed it down to the top 3, and he was in it, and then we narrowed it down to just him and the other guy. And
I gotta say, from the submission he sent in, it was amazing. It already seems like, without seeing the movie,
incredible.
the script, he got it. He understood this is what this scene, and being from the musician in me.
Yes.
It's like he heard it and immediately saw how the rest of the movie is going to go. Like, oh, okay, he gets it. And Faraz, holy shit, I cannot wait to hear what you do with the rest of the film. So we're gonna,
and everyone's going to get to check out Faraz's work, because I do get to announce that there will be a second trailer for Project Galaxy, and it will be dropping within a month.
Oh, very good. That's what we're talking about.
Yes,
so keep
and
watching
that's going
the
to be a flashier trailer, if you will, I think, than the first one. The first one had it was a little bit long, and I thought I was only going to do one trailer, but I decided, you know what? We're going to go ahead and, once this footage is starting to get colored and we're putting the effects finishing touches on, we might as well, give them a little more of a taste of what's going to happen. But, I'm happy with Faraz's ability, man. And you brought this up, as a musician, first and foremost, to me, everything is about how the music fits with your image. And, if you don't have the right music on your image, then your image is just going to come off goofy, or
it can throw the whole thing off if the music's
incredibly
not right.
important.
Yeah,
incredibly
absolutely,
important,
absolutely.
And it was not a decision I made lightly, believe me.
Oh no. And I didn't see all of the other submissions for that thing, but I saw 2 others, I think, other than his, maybe 3.
Yeah. And
there were a couple that were kind of okay. The music itself was fine, but it just didn't fit what was going on.
Right.
And Faraz's submission was absolutely head and shoulders above the rest. It was,
and I hadn't even really, to be honest, I hadn't really given him a lot of instruction either. I just sent these guys a clip. Basically, it was the opening scene, and it's a chase scene. My character's being chased through a forest, and I sent that with no instructions. I was just like, do what you think feels right to all the composers. All the composers got the same little package from me.
Yeah, no one got special treatment.
Yeah, and then they all, sent back what they sent back. And then if I felt like the composer was talented, I sent another one back with actual instructions. Frost is the only one I never gave other instructions to, though. Like, I liked what he sent right away, and I was just like, okay, this guy gets it.
Nice. Yeah, and he did. Absolutely. Yeah, it was
absolutely
good.
Clicked. So, many thanks to him.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with the rest of the movie. I cannot wait. It's going to be absolutely the finishing touch.
I'm really excited having finally getting to look at some of the final product now. Finally, it seems like it's been forever. It really hasn't though. We started shooting this film in March, we finished pre-production end of March, and we shot in April. That's right, the beginning weeks of April, and we're in September now, I want to say.
Yeah, so it hasn't been all that long, all things considered.
It was 6 months.
Yeah.
We went from 6 months to of having the concept done, the script's done, and going to start to shoot, and then all of production, and then some of the post-production too. So I figured 9 months, 10 months, start to finish kind of thing, about a year.
Yeah, right about a year.
Which is roughly what it takes for most films.
God, some go way over that.
If I have time to tell a little story, though,
absolutely.
The cool thing about this, and I remember this because the opening scene we sent was shot in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
And so when I'm writing this film, I had pictured this snowy opening, and we're in Ben, Texas.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
So we had like the mildest winter ever. Remember last year?
Yeah.
It was like the mildest winter. We didn't even get snow. I think it iced for 5 seconds one day, and then it was 100 degrees again. So we're sitting there hoping to shoot, and there was no snow, and I was like, finally I decided, you know what, we're just gonna go for it. And so me and Sherm and 2 volunteers flew to Colorado for a weekend. And when we're talking about earlier how much work this has been, well, that weekend we are at the airport at 4:30 in the morning, and we landed in Colorado at 7 a.m. Got picked up by our guide and went to breakfast. And by 9 in the morning, we were 10,000 feet above sea level in the mountains. And I mean, we went straight to it. And we shot from 10 a.m. till the sun went down, till 7 p.m. or so. And special shout out to John Carver and or I think Mick Carver, sorry, and his boys up there, because this guy reaches out to me on Facebook. He's like, I want to help with the movie, and I'm like, that's really cool of you, but how do you think you can help? And he's like, well, you need extras, don't you? And I was like, yeah, well, the opening scene does have a chase scene. I'm being chased, right? So do you happen to have like 5 guys that would help? And he's like, yeah, of course, we've got you, no problem. Which I was, you take these things with a grain of salt, because, you actually show up and we'll see.
Yeah.
It's hard enough getting your friends to show up on a weekend to something you plan, So let alone fly to another state. And we get there, and sure enough, he is set to go. His guys are set to go. They were fantastic all day long. I took them all out that night, and we had a big party at one of the local bars there in a little town called I want to say it was Fairview, which is actually South Park. So when you get there, they have a big sign that says "Welcome to South Park."
That's awesome.
And they have all the characters on a billboard and stuff, and so they embrace it,
That's cool.
But those guys were fantastic. They ran with me in the snow for hours and hours. And if you don't know what it's like to go from being in Dallas, where it's below sea level, or not below sea level, but is it 30 feet above sea level is where we're at?
We're almost at it.
To 10,000, like the difference on your lungs is incredible.
Yep.
I'm running around out there just huffing and puffing, dying. Doing take after take after take after take. I'm running, and to the point where we had to tell the guys to slow down, because they were just catching me. I'm 40 pounds heavier for the role than I was used to being, and I'm trying to run with all of this extra weight on me, and then also in full gear. I've got a backpack, I've got an e-tool, I've got my fake gun, I've got all this stuff on me. The backpack's full of bullshit too, and I'm just running through. So, and I'm a short guy. I'm 5'8", which some people say is not short. That's short. Come on, we all know it's short.
Average-ish.
Every woman you'll talk to is always like, 6 feet or don't talk to me.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, no,
wow, Ben.
No, yeah, that
I don't think you get to. You ain't 6 feet, homie.
Yeah.
So I'm out there running, and the snow literally came up to my knee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was trying to run and went face planted, and I swear I was like trying to claw my way up out of the snow back onto the surface, like I'm on some alien planet or something. And I'm just like, I'm like dying, we just the crew suffered through it, and we get done, and we throw a party for all these people that helped us. Which, by the way, I go in this guy's house because I'm getting out of some of my stuff, and I go to take off my boots, and my character wears these old, military combat boots that I got at an Army Navy surplus place, right? Well, they're desert boots, and desert boots mean they have mesh on top.
Oh.
And I didn't realize that. The whole time we're shooting, I'm like, wow, my feet are I'm in pain. You know, and there's a scene where I'm kneeling over a body.
Oh,
and I'm just kneeling, and it's like my knees were like, it felt like stabbing knives after a while. Like I couldn't, like I was like wiping tears away in between takes because it just hurt so fucking bad to be on my knees in the snow. So I get into the house and I can't get my boot off, and I had to take the laces out of my boot completely and pull it open, and I hear when I pull the tongue of the boot, and I look, and my foot and sock are encased in ice in the boot.
Oh shit!
So I'm having to turn on the hot water in this guy's tub that I don't even know. You know, I met this guy like an hour ago. Yeah, and I'm washing my boot in his tub with my foot in it to get the ice off so I can pull my boot off. And of course I pull my sock off and it just crunches off like ice is cracking, and my foot's like purple and stuff, and I was like, I started worrying like, oh my god, I'm gonna get frostbite or something. Like, really? That's insane, you know. Like, but I know I'm fine, and you know, it was incredibly uncomfortable to say the least. That's a fun story. And so, you know, that night we get done with the party about midnight, and we drive back, and we're an hour away from South Park, so we get back to my buddy's place about 2 a.m. We reviewed the footage, went to bed, and we're up again at 7 a.m. because we had to be back in the mountains by 9 a.m. to catch the sunlight so that we can shoot for the next full day.
Yep.
And we did that. And then we took those people out that night, and then we came back and did it again the next day, and then flew home at 5 p.m.
Oh, wow.
And it was brutal, and the crew did it. I mean, Crystal and Charles were amazing. The fact they even came at all, and then let alone that we just endlessly, you should have seen them when we landed in Dallas. Like, everybody just looked so run down and beat. And we shot 11 scenes. The first 11 scenes of the film were shot in Colorado in the mountaintops, and I mean, like,
in a couple of days,
there.
folks.
And we shot it all in two and a half days, basically.
Yeah, they're busting ass.
Oh man, it was something. Let me tell you, man, I want to say that's the hardest part of the shoot, and I got one more little story about this. I know you want to move on to this other subject.
No, you're good. Shit, we got all day.
The other story I will tell about is actually the last shoot we did. So the first and the last ones were the killer ones, of course. You know,
of course.
The first one you know, like I put it to the crew later. You know, and we're all good friends, so we don't really watch our language around each other or anything.
No,
so the first, I told him, I was like, that first set in those first couple days to let you know how hard the fucking is gonna be. And then the last shoot was to remind us about the fucking, in case you forgot.
You've had it easy for a minute, yeah.
So we're shooting, and one of our actresses decides she has to go on a trip. And she goes to like Malaysia or some shit like that for 2 weeks, which completely shut production down. And here's why this is important. We were going to finish in the middle of July. Everybody who lives in Texas knows that August is the hottest fucking month of the year. You don't want to be outside in August. You will literally melt into the sidewalk and cook like an egg.
Yep.
So I was upset because I'm like, oh shit, that's going to push us back. It might be the beginning of August. And then another one of our actresses decided to get surgery to some plastic surgery.
Oh, yeah, I remember you
And then
about
she's out for 3 weeks.
Yep.
And so back to back, they pushed us back a month and a week into the middle of August. So the very last shoot we did involved 15 actors and crewmen, and we shot in 106-degree weather in our full-on clothes. Like, and we're still, you know, our characters are still in our winter gear.
Oh God.
You know, so I'm wearing this beanie that I have to wear for the whole film. And it's just, I'm sweating like crazy in this thing, you know, and I'm in gloves and full on pants, these combat boots, and you know, our good friend Tack, Patrick is, you know, as anybody watching knows, is your bandmate for Chronicle Protocol. He's one of my top actors, one of my best friends, and he plays the last general for the United States Army, and he is in full on military regalia, and I mean a full general's outfit. You know, and I mean, it's like a stolen valor type thing, because when we were going to like gas stations to go get water and stuff, people were screaming at him mad. They're so mad because I actually went to an Army Navy store and bought an actual legit outfit,
legit.
And they were just like, take that off. And he was like, I'm an actor. I'm acting in this movie, literally across the street. You know, no one believes you, of course.
Oh, no, you're just being an asshole.
Yeah.
No, guys, if you go look at any of the videos on the Chronicle Protocols channel, which I haven't put anything up in quite a while, but there's enough already up there. You can go back and watch any of it, and he sweats profusely any fucking way. It can be 60 degrees outside and windy.
And Tak's a big fella, man. He's a big sweaty guy, man.
He just sweats a lot. Always
he'll melt. He'll melt. You know, like.
Period. But oh my god, in this fucking suit, like I felt so bad for him, and he looks good. It looks legit. It's an American get up, but because of the way his facial hair and stuff is right now, he looks like a Russian fucking general.
He kind of does, yeah.
He is going to come out here and put his foot so far up your ass you will be chewing on shoelaces. I am just saying. But the pictures. I mean, when you guys see this movie, if somehow Randall is able to digitally erase all of his buckets of sweat.
I managed to get a lot of it out, yeah.
Oh, God.
I really did.
He was sweating so bad.
You'll still see some. I mean, yeah, he's pouring. To give you an idea of just how hot it was, because we're shooting in a stretch of land that has, it's lined with trees.
Yeah.
No wind was getting in there to cool us off.
It's,
you know, like it's not happening.
Heat.
And by the way, I've got women out there doing this, okay? And I know everybody's just waiting to jump on me because whatever I'm about to say has to be sexist because I prefaced it with, hey, women are involved. But if we're going to be perfectly honest, generally speaking, women do not enjoy being in 100-degree weather.
No.
And they especially don't want to sit there and do it for something that, you know, they don't really particularly, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, and he did mention this word earlier, but I want to make this very clear. Volunteers. No one's getting paid for this. This has all been volunteer work. So everybody's been straight up donating.
The only person that got paid was our blood and gore guy, basically.
Fair enough.
Our makeup guy.
But yeah, every other actor, everybody else involved. No, this is
none
all
of the actors got paid. It's a back end deal thing. If we make any money off it, then it's just going to go to everybody. I don't really care about the money. So
yeah, but it's been and that's the thing. The people that are willing to stick around and do this stuff,
and they did it in the heat. It was incredible.
Yeah,
and now, you know, I pride myself as being a director that doesn't waste people's time.
Yeah.
So I will set a shoot up based on who I know I need to get out the door. You know, like, so the first thing I did was try to get the ladies out, you know, while they're alive.
Get it out, get it done.
And I know they were suffering because I myself was horribly suffering that day because I ended up so dehydrated that my hands swelled up to twice their normal size. And I mean, like, I didn't even notice it until we get to a point where I have to pull my gun out for a scene, and I couldn't grab my gun, and I'm not even kidding. And my character wears these fingerless gloves, and my hands had swollen into them.
Yeah, you can't.
And so they're cutting. I couldn't even pull the gloves off because they're already cutting circulation off to my fingers.
Yep.
And I'm looking down, and I'm thinking to myself, because I mean, look at my hand. I got normal ass hands.
Yeah.
I kid you not, each one of my fingers was about that big.
Yeah.
They swelled up, and I've never experienced anything like that in my life. I'd never seen this before. I had no idea what it was. Sherm walks over, and he's like, "Oh my god, dude, you've got to hydrate. You're so dehydrated. You're basically swelling up like Willy Wonka shit, you know." And I was just like, blue. "Oh man, I couldn't believe it." That day we went through 4 cases of water. I think we picked up like 140 water bottles from the set or something, and all the Gatorade and all that stuff. Like, it was,
hell yeah,
it was something. And then, you know, for everybody to actually stick around for it, and then just the sense of relief when we finally finished
the last shoot. Yeah.
And it wasn't just because it was the last shoot; it was also because it was so intensely hot.
Yeah, it was bad. Absolutely, it was bad.
We're all rotating people into we had one SUV that could get back to the location
so
through all the valleys and everything. They had 4x4, right? So like I'm rotating the girls into the SUV so that they can sit in the AC for a minute and try and cool off. And I made the mistake of, you know, because I don't really worry about myself. So I kept rotating everybody but me. And I never took a turn. But I'm also directing, so when I'm not, you know, anyway. I'm running around, I'm talking to this actor, hey, this is what we're doing in the scene. You have to know this. You know, where's your lines? You got your lines together? All right, you two together, you over here. All right, I need my cameraman over there. We're going to get this shot. Take this lens. Hey, you got to put this over there. You know, and it's I'm running. We're going to shoot here. We're going to frame there. I'm setting up the cameras and we're starting to zoom, and then my hands are starting to hurt. And I'm like, what the hell? Oh, fuck, man. You know,
holy fuck.
Yeah.
The gloves are now on my skin.
It was something. Those 2 shoots were the hardest ones, I think. in my opinion, was the first and the last ones. So
Fair enough.
some behind the scenes story for you.
So there's a couple good ones. We got some gems, and I got enough material. I'm making 2 fucking episodes out of this shit. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Pot
Shit.
one, pot two.
So, all right. Like I said, a lot going on, and I am actually super glad we went off on that tangent because, man, talk about content. That's cool. Yay! Cheating the system, baby.
No, that's right.
Oh, yeah. All right, so.
And you know, by the way, for anyone watching that knows me, we are going to do another season of Pull Out and Run Radio. It's just been backburnered with everything else that's going on right now. And,
oh, yeah, guy. One thing I will attest to, and this is absolutely, let me strip away any character bullshit I'm doing right now. This is not BHD, this is Ben. So, I will absolutely attest to this because when he says I'm busy, well, you can text me, you can do this, that's in the 2 seconds between looking this direction and turning this direction to answer whatever the fuck's going on here. It just happens to... Because he just does that now. He texts in his sleep. That's kind of how it works. No, he constantly...
I think I type like 140 words a minute now.
Yeah, with his fucking thumbs. Okay, yeah. So, it's... If you really don't know him all that well and you think he's blowing you off, I promise you he's not.
My God. It's funny you bring that up. In fact, my sister's here with us today. She's downstairs. I haven't seen her in 3 months. Or my nieces and nephews.
And sitting here doing this.
Yeah, and honestly, we were supposed, and we're in here doing that. I know. Well, me and Ben today, we had Wolfgang Miles in. He DJs for Stars Cabaret over in Fort Worth. He was in to finish his ADR today, and we got it done. We actually got it done a little early. He blew through it. And the plan was to have Ben over at the house, and he was going to start taking the files he needs to really produce it up.
Yeah, we need to start working.
But, you know, my sister calls me, and she's like, I haven't seen you in 3 months. Like, where the fuck have you been?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you tell people I'm making a movie. And to them, it's like some kind of, camcorder, I don't know, Blair Witch thing.
I've got my cell phone.
Doesn't take a lot of work or something. Like, they don't realize the level of work that's going into this. When I work 3 days a week. You know, I'm the DJ for the Men's Club of Dallas. And my work schedule is literally Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. Past that, my time's my own, roughly. We're running the company, and there's all kinds of other stuff to do.
Left, but yeah, that's what he takes.
But I'll get up on Friday morning, for example, which morning for me, like 1 in the afternoon, and I'll literally work from 1 in the morning or 1 in the afternoon till 1 in the morning, catch a nap, be back up at 6 a.m. and then I'm working from 6 a.m. to again like midnight, and all my days off are going straight to this because I'm doing all the special effects, I'm doing all the audio stuff, I'm doing all the editing, I'm doing all the coloring. I'm doing all the coordinating. I'm still doing pre-production for the next film, so I'm meeting with them. And the one announcement I was going to make here, we are in the middle of production for a pilot for network television for a children's TV show.
Yeah.
So, exclusive to this show.
Again, pre-production. Going to be a little bit. Still in the planning stage,
Actually, it's
but
done.
It's going to be... Oh, yeah?
We finished pre-production for it.
Very
but
cool.
I say we're still in it because we haven't shot. We're just waiting to get we're waiting to get the new cameras in to actually shoot the show.
Fair enough.
Gotcha.
Probably a good idea.
And to circle it back to the Farscape thing that I was talking about earlier. This show is going to make use of puppets because I like puppets. It's a weird thing to hear from me, but dude, puppets crack me up. I fucking love puppets. Of course. And anytime I've seen puppets on TV, I stop for a minute and watch them. I'm like,
my favorite fucking puppet thing ever was on Sesame Street as a kid. And it was the only puppet that really still looked like a fucking sock with googly eyes.
Yeah,
but all they did was
those things always trick me.
They crack me the fuck up.
For some reason, see, it may have made you laugh your ass off, but for some reason, those puppets always creep me the fuck out.
Dude, it cracks me up. Still now, if I were to ever see that shit on TV, I would stop and die laughing. Like,
my favorite puppet is this one, the donut. That's my favorite puppet. I don't know if I could get it on the camera, but maybe I can get it on the camera. Shit. That donut puppet is awesome.
That is fucking hilarious. That is good.
It's good stuff, man. I mean, it's gonna be fun. To diverge off into that for a second. Basically, we'll be working with this guy named Wayne, and we're doing a pilot called The Wizard's Window, and it's a kid show. It involves puppets. It also is targeted towards adults as well, but it's about a wizard, obviously, and he has a window.
Yeah,
No,
like
I'm
most
kidding.
kids'
I
stuff
can't go into
nowadays.
details.
No, yeah.
But
Don't want to ruin
it
that
is
yet.
going straight into network hands to possibly be picked up and produced. So
Nice.
yeah,
Very good.
we'll see what happens with it.
Yeah, well, as more comes up and can be told, I will find out and say what
Further
I can.
updates for sure.
So, the topic I kind of picked out for this show that is now the next show, something that I know is sensitive to us, but we don't have to really spend a lot of time on it because, quite frankly, it angers me greatly, but also makes me sad. So,
Is it father's rights?
yeah, don't even get me started on. Oh God, that's more of a vlog.
Is it
topic,
NFL
'cause,
kneeling?
ooh, no. All right, so
Do you care about the NFL kneeling at all?
dude, I know because it's like
I don't care either. I don't care.
It's like the statue thing. Okay,
I just don't care.
I'm like this on both things. Okay, so with the statues, taking them down doesn't erase history. It's not going to make anybody forget it. You can change the textbooks all you want. Those of us that grew up learning these other and guys, we have the internet. I mean, yeah, the internet's full of bullshit and lies, but buried deep within those bullshit and lies are facts that do still exist. You just got to go digging for them.
Well, if anyone's going to take the time to do it.
So the statue thing is dumb. Y'all are fighting over dumb shit. The kneeling thing, if they don't want to stand up for the fucking, actually in the Constitution there, if for those of you who go, well, it's against this and that, and the, as far as the Constitution goes, they are absolutely within their right. The government cannot force anyone to participate in any sort of religious whatever other ceremony they don't want. So they can kneel, they can lay down, they can scratch their dick. It doesn't matter. You can get mad all you want, but nobody's going to do anything and they cannot get fired for it. So go fuck yourself.
I will say I do think people are getting a little bit out of shape without realizing that it's not. What the players is doing is not a personal attack against the country or the flag or military or anything like that. That's not what their little protest is about. I personally don't care, not because I don't care about whatever it is they're protesting about. It's because it isn't. It's nothing about this has anything to do with me. When I tune in to watch a football game, I'm just there to watch the game.
Yeah.
Whatever their viewpoint is, I don't care. In fact, I will go to your bakery and I will buy a donut made by a guy who believes in Jesus Christ. I am an atheist. But if you make a tasty donut, then I'm buying your fucking donut. It doesn't matter what you believe. I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
And then, people have come to me, especially I have a lot of military friends stuff, and they're like, "Oh, you don't care that they're not standing for the flag?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm the guy in the beer stand when they're playing the national anthem." Like,
Yep.
and that's not. I'm not even kidding. In fact, I remember the last NFL game. What was the last one? Well, last year I flew to Tennessee for a little vacation, and I went to the Titans Broncos game. Yeah, I grew up in Houston Oilers fan. They became Tennessee Titans fan by proxy, and I happened to be in Nashville, so I got tickets to the game. Went and enjoyed myself thoroughly there. Their stadium is incredible. Love it. It's an open air stadium, so it's a fun
old school. Yeah,
it's Nissan. I think it's called Nissan Arena or whatever. They got big Nissan flags. But what was interesting to me is I'm walking into my seat and I'm like, wow, I've never been this early to a game before. And I hear them start talking about the national anthem is going to be played, blah, blah, blah. And I see people starting to turn and get out of their seats. And then I turn and I look and I was like, oh shit. Their concession stand sells fucking moonshine.
What?
Yeah, in the stadium.
Wow.
So I stop and I'm like, I'm gonna go buy fucking moonshine. That's gotta be like the name of the stand or something. There's no way. But I'm like, but who puts the price next to the name of their stand? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's gotta be moonshine for real. And it was. And so and they serve it the proper fucking Tennessean way, in a mason jar.
Nice.
I kid you not. I'm
though.
standing in line to get moonshine and talking shit to a Giants fan that I have. I'm a Cowboys fan. And I have talking shit to this Giants fan that happens to be next to me. And we're just running our mouth. The national anthem's playing. I mean, people could be kneeling, standing, throwing shit. It wouldn't have. I have no idea. I have no idea. But I also feel like it's okay not to care about the protest, and the reason why is because if I don't care about the protest, then I'm not the one propagating your issue.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like if what you're doing doesn't bother me, then I probably have nothing to do with whatever's bothering you.
Exactly. If it doesn't affect you directly,
I'm very much a live and let live guy. You know, if you want to go do
Yeah.
what you can live, anyone can do what. I don't give a damn what you do. Do whatever the fuck you want. Leave me out of it, and everybody's cool.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Just like I do my own thing, and I leave everybody out of it.
Yeah.
You know? So
if it doesn't affect you, why should you give a
if
shit?
everybody lived that way, I think we'd all get along so much better.
Oh my God.
That's besides. Well, yes, they have moonshine at the stadium. Like, it's incredible.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna delve any further into that. At least not at this point. Maybe we do a whole other show on
Apple
that. But
pie moonshine. Oh my God.
I gotta ask though, because I know how Jerry Jones fucks us so hard and dry, and no reach around, no flowers, no dinner, no nothing here. So I have to ask, how much was the moonshine at the stadium?
Okay, it was $10.
That's not.
It's
Even
$10 for
shocking.
the
Like,
regular
that's-
moonshine.
That is not bad.
And then if you wanted the flavored one, it was like $12.
Still not
If
too
that
bad.
were here, at AT&T Stadium in
Maybe like
Arlington,
30 or something.
I was gonna say this some bitch be $35 for a fucking 4-ounce mason
we'd be
jar.
getting fucked.
We'd be come
We'd be
on,
getting
dude.
loaded
Jerry's
as
got
fuck.
drinks up there that are fucking $25 for a thing. No, anyway.
Comparatively speaking, it was ridiculous. As a matter of fact, I got a ticket. I got 2 tickets to the game for $150, and they were lower level seating. Like I had great seats for $150.
Yeah,
You can't buy 1 ticket to a Cowboy game for an
No,
upper
no.
level seat in
Nosebleed.
the nosebleeds for $150.
No, you can't.
And I looked, actually. I was planning on going to the season opener against the Giants, but I ended up getting stuck with having to maybe work, and I didn't want to buy a ticket and then not be able to go.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
But the bottom level tickets for Cowboy games right now, bottom level, not bottom level seating, I mean bottom level price is $235.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
fuck?
And then by the time you get in and you buy a few drinks and some food, last time I went to a Cowboy game, I spent like $400.
Yeah,
And
like that.
And I walked away with nothing. Okay,
Yeah.
and I was barely buzzed. Meanwhile, I go to the Titans game and I spent $250. I walked away with a hat, and I was drinking moonshine all day. I ate the whole fucking game. Like,
Pigged out, had a
listen,
decent buzz
man.
going, and had something to go
yeah,
home
Jerry.
with. Yeah.
Jerry was
Jerry's awful proud of what he does here, and goddamn it, it's
Anyway,
everything.
that's a whole other episode too. We don't really talk sports much.
Yeah.
So the whole all right. So I consider myself as one of those who lives under a rock, if you will. I do not pay the fuck attention to most pop culture things. When this Cash Me Outside girl came on the scene, I had to have somebody show me. The wife showed me what in the fuck everybody was talking about. Hadn't seen it, didn't know, didn't care. Especially when she said, well, it was on Dr. Phil. Oh, I don't give a shit. And that's a whole nother spiel I won't even get on right
not
now.
even
Is Dr. Phil.
Shit.
Anyway, he's famous because he fucking ate Oprah's asshole. Okay, that's what happened. Anyway,
True.
so he has this little girl on, and I've always been a firm believer that all of that shit, Judge Judy, Jerry Springer, we all know was this way. All this crap that's force-fed to idiots on TV nowadays is totally pre-planned. It's all scripted. It's all done out. There's always a purpose behind it. It's always someone's 5 minutes or 15 minutes of fame. That's always we're going to try to make this person into a sensation of some sort. Let's see how it works. Didn't work. Okay, next. So,
It's like judging a horse show.
they have this girl on Dr. Phil, and she's supposedly 14. I'll get into why I say supposedly in a second.
Because it looks like she has a boob job.
Oh, bro, someone paid for those.
Like, what does this chick even look like?
But the other thing too is there's more and more younger girls that are older and look younger. There's 18, 19, 20-year-olds that still look like they're 15 and 16 years
and
old.
vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the younger ones that look older, and she very well could be one. But those fucking tits are fake. I would bet goddamn money on it. I'll bet they're fake. They look. There's a handful of women that we collectively know that I won't mention names.
I remember growing up in high school and thinking, okay, those are fake, and they're not. Like. It's possible.
It's possible, but honestly, I wouldn't bet on it.
I have to admit, I haven't looked too hard at her tits, dude. Like, okay, I mean,
that's the only thing I care to look at. And when I was showing her, I was like, "Oh, those are fake tits."
I'm very much a known. I'm not into boobs.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
Boobs do nothing for me whatsoever.
Yeah,
Like,
I
they're
know.
just, to me, they're just there, like, so, in fact, the only reason I even noticed it at all was because a friend of mine was saying that he thought she was 18 because she had fake tits. And I was like, what do you mean she has fake tits? And that's the first time I actually, I'm looking at this girl and I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess her chest is a little big, but it doesn't mean they're fake.
It's not even that they're so big at that age. Because in middle school, growing up, 6th grade, I knew this girl that at 13 years old was a C cup. And they were like, the school was making her wear 2 shirts to try and make that shit look flat. Yeah. So, I mean, I know it happens, but...
The bullshit women have to deal with.
It was stupid, but God damn, she was gorgeous. Anyway, but... So I know it's possible, but
no correlation.
Hers just look fucking fake. They just, like, as soon as I saw her, I was like, those are fake.
Fair enough.
So anyway,
I'm not here to debate. I'm not here to debate. Cash me outside. Girl.
Regardless,
what's her name? Danielle
Bergoli.
Danielle Bergoli. That's the one. Yeah.
So,
but the reason we bring her up is
I really, really and truly believe that someone saw her online somewhere because she does a YouTube vlog. Someone actually reposted recently, holy crap, her whole accent and the way she talks is fake. You think? Because she does a vlog where she's talking, she's her normal self. I don't know if she's doing it anymore. She's probably shut it down now, but she was doing one on YouTube and she was a normal looking, sounding, acting girl, not this horse shit, ratchet fucking thing we all saw on Dr. Phil and who now has a music video as Bad Bobby. Bad, B-H-A-D, Bobby, B-H-A-B-I-E. That is what she got signed to. The reason I bring this up is because fucking Atlantic Records has signed this dumb twat, which I feel that this was their goal all along, or somebody's goal all along, was to get her into the music industry.
Have you heard her songs?
I heard the one, and it's called These Hoes, and she tried to put a Louisiana spin on it by spelling hose, H-E-A-U-X.
I know, I'm aware of that, yeah.
And I heard
the video has great production value, by the way.
The production value's through the roof. I saw the video, and I'm like, wow, what the fuck? But what kills me so much, and why I wanted to bring this topic up, the girl has a record deal because she has a look and she created a character and a persona that took off because it created controversy.
That's what most
the music industry is Hollywood, and Hollywood is the music industry. There is no defined line anymore between the two. There is not a record label left out there who will go, you know what, we think these guys or this girl or this whatever are truly talented, and let's take a stab at it. Let's give them a chance and see what happens. Let's help them make a record, because in case you don't know, getting a record deal has always been basically you're taking a loan, or you're getting a loan from the record company, and you have to sell the records and do the tours and sell the tickets and the merch to pay that shit back, and anything that's left is yours. That's how that has always worked, folks.
Yes, that is correct.
People have always misunderstood what a record deal is. Oh, you get a record deal, they hand you all this money. That
is incorrect.
Well, it's correct, but you got to pay that shit back. You can't. That money's not all yours to go fuck off with. No one's ever understood that correctly. So that's how that generally works, or it used to. Now with this girl, I seriously doubt that's what's going on. I don't exactly know how it works now, because they're not taking a 14-year-old rapper chick and going, here's all this money, cut this record, and then go do all this and pay us back. They can't trust her or her parents to do that.
First of all, it's let's just be real clear about the fact that it's far cheaper to produce a rap artist than it is to produce a band.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I know.
I mean, by a long stretch.
Oh, God,
and if you're even talking about touring, I mean, all you have to do is bring her and a mic.
Yeah, exactly. Someone that can press fucking
you're
play.
On the tour, and you got strings eating into your budget. You have cymbals eating into your budget. You've got, gas to haul this gear around eating into your budget.
That doesn't go towards that, and it's fucking more money in their pockets, everything else.
Yeah. Now, I would ask you first, before we take this too much further, your opinion on this statement, Ben.
Okay.
Everyone is a musician. Everyone is a musician. Every single person on planet Earth, whether you hum, tap your feet, whether you clap in rhythm.
I've already got an answer. For that.
Think about your answer. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate, folks, because I've watched I've watched people tear this young lady up like nonstop on Facebook and all the social medias and such. And I get it, and I do get it, but I think there's a bigger argument underneath this than just general disgust for her approach.
Oh, it's not her that I'm upset with.
No, her approach is what you're upset with.
I know I'm upset with the fact that this is what is now.
With what's considered music.
This is now what we are being forced to believe and accept that is talent. Is someone
wrong? We're not being forced to believe or accept anything. No.
Everybody's doing it, whichever it is.
No, they aren't.
I don't know, man.
All right, I'm going to point out. So let me just point out there are 350 to 375 million people in the United States. 20 million watched her video. I would wager that a large percent of them watched it just because they were like, I have to see this train wreck.
Yeah.
Okay. So just because 20 million people watched your video doesn't mean that
they
everyone's buying into it or buying your music. Let's see what her sales are actually like before we make that.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting
judgment.
for.
But the problem is it's going to become a cultural thing.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing, and you can't argue culture with people. You just can't. You're never going to win that argument, for one.
Well, you can't reason with people when it comes to trying to argue culture.
Exactly. In fact, I'd take that a step further, Mr. Geekmaster, with the fact that if you look at modern rap now, even rappers that were out 10, 15 years ago are bashing on him.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Snoop Dogg's bashing on him because they don't really rap. They just mumble a bunch of shit over a fat beat, and then everybody eats it up and buys it.
Yep.
Here's the thing, though. You either are one of those people that's mad at other people for enjoying what they enjoy, or you're one of those. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm totally mad because it's them and not me. I'll be straight up about that. Like, how the fuck is this bitch getting a goddamn record deal? No, that's absolutely. I will not lie about that.
But you yourself started out, and this is where I'm seeing a lot of hypocrisy there, everybody. Right now, you yourself started out by saying, literally, we all know there's no line between Hollywood and the music industry. That was your first statement on the subject.
What I said was it has become that. There is now no longer a line between the two. They used to be two separate entities.
And now they're not. Most certainly not. Now, here's the deal. The sales in rock are declining.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Oh, yeah. I know.
In fact, to this year, if you didn't know, again, I'm a DJ. So I have to keep up with this stuff. I keep up with the top trends in music all the time. So I have to play the latest tracks and all that stuff. So what I've noticed and what everybody's noticed is that it's been hip hop dominating all the charts, and it's just constant domination of the charts. And the only people that buy music buy rap now.
Yeah,
they don't buy rock. No one buys rock. And I personally think it's because most people that listen to rock just steal the shit. They just download albums, you know. And you would think, well, why can't you just download a rapper's album? And that's a good question. I don't know. You probably can, but they don't seem to be doing that. Either it's a culture that's more supportive of their artists. I mean, who knows? Maybe the hip hop community just likes to get together and actually help their artists, like, you know, whereas the rock community is not doing that anymore.
Oh God, no.
And the rock community, and I know this very well. I stepped away 2 years ago, and guess what? I haven't regretted it. And I remember, I will say this on camera. I remember when I retired from playing music, I went home and cried so hard because it was such a big part of my life. And where I almost didn't even know, I was like, well, who am I if I'm not a musician? That's what I've always been.
Yeah.
But I am a musician. I'm just not doing it that way anymore.
Yep.
And the industry, and especially here in Dallas, with the
fucking terrible,
the backbiting and the constant drama and the fighting between bands and band members and venues and
stealing each other's
equipment.
I mean,
the drug use is so rampant. It's so crazy. I don't regret leaving it. You know what I mean? I really don't. I don't regret leaving it. And it's not the popular music right now.
No, it's not.
Right now, the popular music is rap. Yep. And specifically this mumble rap. But, you know, ultimately, you can't be mad about what people like, and you can't be mad about the approach people take to their art.
Right.
And when it comes to art, everything is art. So
what amazes me right now,
No, it is.
with rap being the top of the charts and have been, it amazes me that even country's still fucking around.
That's the
It's
other one
always
that's
gonna be
big.
country music,
It's not
though.
dominating, but it's come back quite a bit.
But here's what y'all probably don't know that I do know. Like, did you know that Florida Georgia Line did songs with, like, I think it was Nelly?
Yeah, I've known about that.
Yeah. There's a lot of country
That's
artists
not surprising.
that are now
Crossovers.
crossing over and doing rap and putting rock artists on their stuff, and anything to keep
Well,
it
and then
relevant
there's
and fresh.
you got a lot of rock guys who have gone to country. Fucking Aaron Lewis from Stained is way bigger in country now than Stained was.
Really?
Yeah.
I had actually no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wasn't a Stain fan, but
I
I know who the guy is.
Anybody who cares about Stained is going to hate me for this. I was not a huge Stained fan, but I thought their first album was fucking terrible. It wasn't until their second or third album. My favorite album of theirs is 14 Shades of Grey. That's
That
14 Shades of Grey is a fucking amazing album. That one's great. But
Oh yeah.
Well, so here's the thing about this now. So this young lady has taken a genre that's easy to do, and the rappers themselves that do this new what they call mumble rap.
Yeah.
The rappers themselves have said they don't care if someone can spit bars or freestyle. They don't care if you're Eminem or not. They've said it themselves. It's literally so easy a style of music that even a 14-year-old can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she sounds just like all the rest of them. All you do is put a little reverb and
As much as I hate
auto
to
tune
say
on her
this,
voice. She sounds just like any other one of them.
As much as I hate to say this though about that, I have listened to that song or watched that video one time. I could actually understand almost half of what she said. Almost. Now I could think I understood it, and maybe I don't.
Maybe
I
you
heard something
misinterpreted.
wrong. Yeah, but I think I understood at least half of it.
Well, I think I understand. I think I understand the appeal.
ugh.
I think I understand the appeal of why this music is so popular.
Please explain that to me then.
Okay.
I don't get it. I don't. Maybe I am just that old, even though he's older than me. But not by much.
To me, there are two kinds of people there are two kinds of ways of listening to music.
Okay.
There are people that can listen to the music and don't give one shit about the singer or what the artist is saying. For example, me, when I listen to Slayer, I don't have any idea what Tom Araya is saying.
Fair enough.
Half the time. Literally no clue what he's screaming about. Wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. And then there's the other side of the people that care very deeply about what the singer's doing and listen to that stuff. And, they might listen to like a Chris Cornell or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the thing is, there is now, it's become almost a blend.
That's true.
Now there are people that are like, the music's what really matters. And the lyrics kind of matter, but they kind of don't, because some people now almost want to be able to put their own words in. And if the artist is mumbling who knows what, you can make up whatever you want that speaks to you over their beat.
That makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? So it just really depends on how you consume music or how you enjoy your music. But in this young lady's case, I would tend to agree with you, Ben. That it's probably a completely fabricated thing. She made up a persona and it worked. And I would argue that anybody that says that she is not talented needs to answer me this question: is Axl Rose talented?
Cool. I would say at one point yes. Anymore? No, he's done.
Do you really think he was talented at one point though, or was he a persona that sold? Do you think Kid Rock's talented?
No, Kid Rock. I totally was a persona that he absolutely took on to get, because he's another one that I was talking about with country crossovers.
That wanted to go country anyway.
He has admitted, I only did this other shit to get to here. I wanted to be a country star, but at the time I wanted to break in, there was too many, and I had to do this to get my name out there.
That's why I came up with the whole
I get it. I'm like I said, I will absolutely not even try to hide the fact that I am straight mad that it's that bitch and not me. I have no issue with telling the truth, but it just kills me that it's become more about. And this has been happening over time. This is not a, oh my God, this is just a brand new ordeal, but it's for a long time now, for 20 plus years now, it's been evolving slowly into image, character, persona. Everything else, we will hire someone else to do it for you.
Yes.
And to someone like me who has grown up and spent well over half, even 3/4 of our life learning an instrument and practicing and doing things to become better at that is all of a sudden.
To interrupt, this is why this is America for you. America affords you an opportunity, but it doesn't guarantee you success based on how hard you work.
Exactly, and
you can work your
that's
ass
the reality,
off, and it does not matter.
And not
exactly.
Or somebody could show up and just happen to have the right look and sound, and they can they can put no work in, and they can get way farther than you.
No, and that's it. That's exactly what I am mad about personally.
Now,
That's it. I'm pissed about.
I would take it another step further and say that, or I would ask you this question: do you think that if the Cash Me Outside girl was male, she would have got as far?
Oh, God, no. No. If it was the Cash Me Outside boy, no. That would have been his 15 seconds of fame right there and done. And that would have been it.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Our modern culture, this whole feminist agenda, this whole, and I could go on about this thing, and I'll relate it to film. But this whole modern culture of promoting feminism as like a whole cultural concept, and making sure that, women are either treated more fairly or even super more fairly. Like, for example, this Danielle girl, Bergoli, could walk outside right now and drop the N-word, and no one's going to beat her into the ground.
Yep, that's true.
But if it was a similar aged male who was white, I assume she's white. I don't know.
Close enough.
And he walked out and dropped the N-word, he would be beaten probably to death.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or shot, or who knows what.
Yeah.
So understand that this is a very specific type of person cashing in, to make the joke, on this situation, because it would not be that way if it was a male.
No. Yeah.
She can only get away with this persona and get away with acting like this because she's female. Because
she's young, because she's attractive to some or most, and because she is a fucking female. And
and she's not the other one. Have you seen this Whoa Vicky girl?
No.
Oh, really?
Oh, I don't want to.
Do we want to do this on the air?
Well, no, we'll do it off the air. Matter of fact, we can go on about this all day long.
No, hang on, real quick. Check out if you know about the Cash Me Outside girl. Check out Whoa Vicky, WOAHVICKY. I call her my baby mama. I'm always joking about that. If you think Cash Me Outside was bad, this girl is even worse.
Okay, you're gonna have to show it to me here when we're done.
She rolls around with a silver grill.
Oh no.
God.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Is it made out of Wrigley's gum wrappers? Is that what's going on here?
No, I don't know. Somehow this girl's an Instagram model.
Oh.
And it's something to see. Let me tell you, it's something to see, because her accent is way worse than Cash Me Outside's accent. I mean, way worse. I guess some people call it hood or street. I don't
whatever. Yeah.
I don't know what you call it. This modern slang. It's just slang.
It's just fucking.
It's like any other slang that's ever come out. I mean, even our version of English is definitely not the same as the British version of English.
Oh God, no.
Which is where it started.
It's American.
It started in
that
Latin.
We speak, not English.
Latin becomes this, and this becomes this, and over the years, you shorten things, blah blah blah, this and that. Now everybody knows LOL means laugh out loud. Like who decided that? Nobody decided. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that when our parents' generation or whatever is first hearing this LOL stuff, they're like, "Well, that's
what
stupid.
What the fuck is that?" Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know what they're saying. That's just so ignorant. Blah 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 blah.
Ignorant gibberish.
The only difference is that this particular slang has been so embraced by the hip hop community that it's become how they speak generally.
Yep.
And people will disparage that because they don't understand it, because they don't really care to understand it. That's your prerogative, your choice. It doesn't make her stupid or untalented, but it.
Well, it may not,
is
but it makes
strange that
but to other people, it makes them sound like they're uneducated as shit. That's
but again, that goes back to exactly what Randall said earlier. Live and let live. Okay, so you don't understand it. You cannot like it and make fun of it to yourself or people who agree with your thought process all day long. I do it. He does it. He does it. We all do it. Anything we don't like or find weird or find funny, we always say shit about with people who agree with our particular opinion. We all do it. Don't fucking lie to yourself and say you don't, because it's bullshit. Yep. Everyone does it. Mm-hmm. But live and let live. You don't have to be an asshole about it publicly. You don't have to try to change everybody's mind about it. You don't have to say they're stupid, they're this or that. It is what it is. It's your opinion, but leave them the fuck alone as long as they're leaving you the fuck alone. It's gonna happen. You can't stop it.
What do you think the over under is on her doing porn when she turns 18?
Oh, bro, I will.
Over under.
Oh man, I think like almost the minute she hits 18, it's gonna happen because I don't. I have certainly been wrong before, but I don't see her music career lasting very long. They're gonna use that bitch up and fucking spit her back out and toss her in the trash.
Without less,
I give it a couple years, and because like you said,
well, she also has a reality TV show now, and if you didn't know this, here's a little known fact. Yeah, you know that? Oh yeah, she had a reality TV show deal in place before she got her record deal. By the way, she's also on like 4 years of probation right now.
Yeah, I heard that.
But if you honestly think she's not going to stick around, then I offer this one tidbit of information. Keeping Up with the Kardashians has now been on the air for 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. God, I know. But she,
10
like I said, I don't know.
Seasons of Kardashian drama.
Now we've got Life of Kylie and that bullshit.
No, there's another one now?
Yeah.
There's
Life of Kylie.
There is a similar thing with two particular WWE divas, Nikki and Brie Bella. They have a Total Bellas on E!
Yep.
And there's a Total Divas show that has a select handful, and those have both now been on the air for 10 years. So
Total Divas
shit like that. Yes, it has. Yeah. Oh, yes, it has.
I figured it was less than that.
I think musicians really need to spend more time, or spend less time worrying about people like Cash Me Outside Girl and who they're connecting with, and more time worrying about who you're trying to connect with.
You will not tell me what the fuck to do, Hooker.
No, I'm not telling you what to do at all. I'm just saying this is my suggestion. I'm just saying, like,
he's not wrong.
I'm just saying, listen. Again, her first video got like 30 million views. Well, there's 350 million people in America. Those 30 million people do not speak for the 350. You know what I mean? And if you want to be a successful musician, stop worrying about her 30 million. They're never gonna like your music. Go try to find your own 30 million that will like your music, and come up with a gimmick to sell yourself to them.
That's really what it's about. Is a gimmick, a character, a persona, or a something.
Talent's completely out of the.
I've long said that's the case.
I
have long, and I even proved it on Facebook when my account got locked down. My James Randall account got locked down for 30 days. Yep. So I created a backup account, and in my backup account, I said I'm only going to post philosophy stuff and positive stuff and happy stuff. Whereas on my James Randall account, I post all my comedy stuff and like memes and people are like, angry rants. I'm never angry. I just give my opinion. When you articulate your opinion well, people confuse that for anger. I don't understand.
Yeah,
that.
That's true.
It's like I'm never raising my voice. I'm not screaming at anybody. I'm just saying this is how it is. Blah blah blah. Why are you so angry? What do you mean? I'm not angry about anything. I'm a pretty happy guy. Like, I don't understand what they. Yeah, you can't take any context from reading a post, but that's what it is. But anyways, to get to the point, so this last account, no one pays attention to it. No one cares. No one cares. No one cares. And I went 3.5 weeks. I went 3.5 weeks. I almost want to do my Bill Burr impersonation now. Oh, no one gives a fuck. 3.5 weeks. I went 3.5 fucking weeks. No one cares. No one comments. There's no likes. And 3 fucking likes. And so the second I post something yesterday that even remotely resembles the kind of stuff I post on my other page, 30 likes.
Yeah, it blows up. Yeah.
I'm telling you. People don't give a shit about positivity, happiness, positive
drama.
Everyone feeds off drama and negativity. Exactly. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm trying to get likes for everything and views for everything that I'm doing to get my name out there. Of course, I'm going to go the bad route, and that's what this kid did. Exactly. Cash Me Outside went the bad route. It's the easiest way to do it.
Because that's what people pay attention to. As much as people like to bitch about, well, that's wrong, and the people that fall for the bit, if you will.
Moral high ground.
That kid, blah, 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 blah. They're the motherfuckers that are feeding it. You're the one watching it. You're the one promoting it.
You're watching it. You're buying it. You're promoting it. I mean, and then the more people sharing her stuff on Facebook to complain about it, you're just promoting it too.
Exactly.
You're just promoting it more.
That reminds me of something that I'm going to talk to you about it later.
That's why I didn't fucking watch it on any of my YouTube accounts, because I was not going to be responsible for another like on that bitch's shit. That's exactly... God damn it. However, when you turn 18, bitch, hit me up. Thinking threesome.
Blood pressure, Ben. Blood pressure.
And, relax. That's what all this is. This is a giant aneurysm waiting to happen.
Woosah.
Well, Mr. Randall Shred, it's been a lot of fun having you on here.
Hey, thanks,
and,
man.
It has,
Yeah,
sir.
you got a nice setup here. Yeah.
And it kind of seems like you had fun because, man, I have not heard you open up like that in a while. It's fun.
I don't get to talk to anybody anymore. I just sit at home working on the movies all day long.
You opened up to him like he was Barbara Walters.
This has been super fun. And again, as I said,
I am Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Tom Brokaw for NBC Nightly News in New York.
Tom fucking Brokaw interviewing me over here. I love Bill Burr, man. I don't know why. I found a treasure trove of his Netflix specials, and I put them on while I was cooking. I was making ribs one day. It's a long process to make ribs the way I do them. And I'm just dying laughing. I was like, who is this guy? This guy's amazing.
Bill Burr's goddamn hilarious. Oh man. But anyway, as I said, this dude's really, really, really busy, and he's going to be keeping me really busy here pretty quickly.
Yeah,
so,
it's game on, man.
Yeah.
Project Galaxy production.
Every chance that he gets free, though, I'll try to drag him on here, though, and make this a thing. But
and come out and do pull out and run when we get it going.
Absolutely.
You know?
Cross promotion, you know.
So I'm gonna find a way to chop this into 2 episodes. So this is episode either 1 or 2 of whatever. This is either 28 or 29, whichever it is. But thank you for watching both. Randall, thank you for being on 2 at once. This has been pretty cool. And we will see you guys for episode 30 here in a couple of weeks when we are going to have our
Drinking
Buddies drinking contest.
What drinking contest?
Yeah, we're going to do a special drinking contest for our 30th episode.
What are you going to drink?
Not sure yet, but we're just going to see who can fucking sit here and drink until one of us taps out.
We've had this plan for
you're
a while.
You're going to have a puke bucket? I see you have carpet in the floor here.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a thing. Like, it's probably not going to be a stationary thing. We're probably going to have, move around. And
if you guys don't mind, do me a favor. Go check out Project Galaxy on IMDb. Check out the trailer. Particularly pushing IMDb. Yes, we have it on the YouTube channel, which is under James Randall. And we also have it on the Project Galaxy Facebook page. And so on and so forth. It's on the Real Unicorn Productions website. But check it out on IMDb, particularly because those views matter more, I guess you would say.
And I will be putting links in the description, so just go there, check them out, and thank you guys very much. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks for episode 30.
Cheers.
Thank you much. Drinking Buddies out, guys.